Today, let's talk about something incredibly frustrating and honestly, a pretty deceptive hiring tactic that's way more common than it should be: the job bait and switch. We're going to get into what it is, why some companies do it, and the real-world impact it has on people just trying to find a good job. Have you ever been scrolling through job postings and you find one that just seems perfect? I mean, the description, the company, the role, it feels like it was written just for you. But as you go along, you start to get that nagging feeling that maybe it is too good to be true. And that feeling often leads right here, to the classic job bait and switch. It's not an accident, it's a strategy. A company dangles this amazing position in front of you, gets you totally invested through interviews, and then, right at the end, they swap it out for something, well, something less. So let's walk through how this usually goes down. It all starts with that dream job posting. It lines up perfectly with your resume, your ambitions, and you get that rush of excitement, right? You polish up your application and you hit send, feeling really hopeful. Then the interview process starts, and it goes great. They're selling you on this amazing company culture, all the opportunities for growth, a super bright future. Every single conversation just confirms that, yes, this is the perfect next step for your career. They paint a very convincing picture. So, of course, you lean in, you put in the work. You do the projects they ask for, you nail the technical questions, you meet with half the company. You're investing your time and your energy, proving again and again that you are the absolute right person for this amazing job they've described. And then it comes, the offer, the moment you've been working toward. But this is the pivot. This is where that perfect dream starts to crack, and that whole beautiful picture they painted begins to just fall apart. And the contrast is just, wow. On one side, you have everything they promised, the dream job, that bright future, excellent pay. But on the other side is the reality of what they're actually offering. A totally different role, completely unrealistic expectations, and, yep, lower pay. It is a total gut punch. It just leaves you wondering, what happened? You know? Was it all a big mistake, a misunderstanding? Or was it something a lot more calculated? Let's dig into the strategy behind this. A lot of the time, this is a very deliberate four-step game. First, they use that amazing ad to lure in talented, skilled people. Step 2, they basically exploit the fact that you're interested and invested. Then, once they've got you hooked, they offer the lesser role, and they're betting you'll just take it instead of starting your job search all over again. In the end game, it's simple, really. They get your skills for a bargain. But, okay, what if you do take the offer? Maybe you feel like you don't have a choice. Well, the reality of that job can be incredibly tough, because the bait and switch often doesn't stop once you sign the contract. And for so many people, this story is painfully familiar. You come in, you deliver, you even exceed those unrealistic targets they set. But instead of getting praised for it, you're micromanaged. Your methods are constantly questioned. You might even find yourself using your own resources, like your car, just to do your job, and all of it for zero recognition and no extra compensation. It all comes down to this really cynical shift in perspective. After all the hard work and value you bring in, the company stops seeing you as an asset. You just become another expense on their spreadsheet. You know, an experience like this is so much bigger than just a disappointing career move. It really starts to touch on some fundamental questions about how people should be treated in the workplace. I mean, when companies pull stunts like this, it really calls their ethics into question, doesn't it? It completely challenges our basic ideas about what fair treatment looks like, and it devalues the very things so many companies claim to care about, like hard work and dedication. If any of this is sounding painfully familiar to you, I really want you to hear this. It's not you. You're not alone in this. This is a known, manipulative tactic that some companies use to get what they want. So I'll leave you with this to chew on. Where is the line? I'm sure some people would argue this is just playing the game, a cynical but acceptable way to lower costs. But for the person on the receiving end, it feels like a massive, fundamental breach of trust. The more we actually talk about these experiences, the more we can expose this kind of behavior. Just recognizing the pattern is the first huge step. By sharing our stories, we can help other people spot the red flags and maybe, just maybe, start to hold companies accountable for being more honest in how they hire.